of the day.
Thank you, Riv. 40-minute victory there for CLG. Wasn't crazy clean. They did get the 2-0.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah, not clean. They did get the 2-0 this week, which I think is very important for them from a morale standpoint, coming off of a string of losses there. We were, the whole CLG downward spiral had been tossed around. They may be avoiding it this time around.
Or embracing it.
Or embracing
and coming
it,
out the other side. They've gone through it, and now they're coming back up. They've gone through the swing. As Pabata said, they didn't get overconfident. They all still feel like a team that's ready to make a strong push in playoffs.
Yeah, and I think they're ready to make a strong push through the end of the regular season. As Paul Belter said there, we can say the CLG was having a collapse, but they were losing to all the best teams, and now they're going to be playing all the teams below them in the standings. That's what they did this week. They played Enemy and TDK. Liquid's the only other top team they have to play from here on out. Everyone else is below the top 5 for the next 4 games. So it's very realistic that they go at least 3-1 from here on out and end the season with 12 wins.
Yeah, I do think a lot of that comes from the fact that they dropped from 1st to 5th, right? So standings-wise, there's a lot of
really panicky.
It did, yeah, exactly. There was a huge deviation there, but based on their play today, it makes me wonder whether or not they're really there still yet to compete with those top teams that they had lost to before. If their plan is to make it to playoffs and go up against these top-tier teams that have been giving them trouble, when they're struggling as much as they are against the 10th place team here, where are they going to fall?
There's definitely some work to do. You could be cautiously optimistic if you're a CLG fan because the collapse didn't fully happen, and they're on the road to recovery. The difference in their champion select is encouraging. Double Lift's laning phase is encouraging.
I think the default state for all CLG fans is cautiously optimistic at all times.
Is that what Golden Age was about?
That's what potential is.
That was uncautiously optimistic, I feel like.
Oh, yeah, there was no caution there.
Yeah.
And then we have to swing over to the other side of the rift real quickly and look at TDK because, unfortunately for them, their season is basically in salvage mode at this point. Can they scrape together a few wins here before the end and maybe slide up into that 9th place? It's going to take a lot of work for them to do that. I mean, I think we continue to go back to this idea of they've got a lot of fight in them, and we see it game to game to game to game. There's many points in the game that we're saying to ourselves, they might be able to win off this. They're getting them. They're fighting their way back into it. Is that enough?
Especially with Team 8 and Cloud9 both taking wins and, actually moving up the standings now, they've got to be really scared. And they've got to be aiming probably for Enemy and try and drag them down.
Yeah, they have to win at least.
They got to grab somebody that's close to them to bring them down.
Have to win at least 3 of 4.
Yeah.
And so that means, and they don't even get to play Enemy. So Enemy has to lose on their own accord. Other than that, it's a struggle. We thought we were going to see the miracle season. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's not looking so miracle-y right now.
All right, well.
No miracle-y.
Do you believe in miracles?
Nah. All right, well, the 2-0 for CLG, very good for them going into the remainder of the season. Now with another 10 games in the history books, let's see how the teams are stacked up. 2 teams have locked in their playoff spots. First place, Gravity, and second place, Team Liquid. In third, it's TSM, CLG, and Team Impulse, each with 9 wins and 5 losses. Team Dignitas are in 6th, followed by Team 8, 3 games back. Cloud9 move into a tie for 8th place with Enemy Esports, and in last, it's Team Dragon Knights. Here are the 5 players who turned heads this week in their positions, though. Starting in the top lane, we have Hanser.
Hanser, just once again, every single week, actually, it seems like we're going over how much he's improved from last split. And once again, he showed up this week, really big force for the team in the top lane. Was also able to play tank and get those initiations for the team.
Showing a lot of versatility there in the top lane. In the jungle, though, we have Rush.
Yeah, I mean, I said he ranked 1st in style. Well, he was plenty stylish this week, but he also ranked 2nd in wards per minute this week for junglers, which was a nice improvement for Team Impulse. They had to pivot and change their style against the Twisted Fate and Shen, and he was able to defensively ward and keep his team ready for opportunities. Really nice play by Rush this week.
Yeah, our OP mid laner for the 3rd week in a row is Phoenix. Now, he is 4-0 on Azir this split, and today he made a ton of clutch plays to get Team Liquid's 4th straight win, let alone have it be against TSM. In the AD carry position, though, we find his teammate Piglet.
Of course we have to put Piglet in here. After that, there's your miracle for the day, Jet. The miracle blind, one rocket from Corki, steal the Baron, plus he didn't die in that game. Huge improvements for this guy.
All right, you saw here, too, the 16.5 KDA, 94% kill participation, so beautiful stats across the board. Finally, our support is Adrian.
Yeah, this guy, he has been criticized a bit in the past. Team Impulse even said they were looking into replacing him, but he does so much for this team. His kill participation in the games, highest in the league in assists, we're very close to. His wards per minute is highest for supports. Like, this guy is doing so much for Team Impulse. He's well-deserved OP for support this week.
The only thing he can't do is speak Korean.
That's true. But he does kind of fly under the radar as a player, so it's nice to see these statistics back up his stellar play. The player, though, who claims the title for most valuable player this week is Phoenix. Now, today, he went back to his comfort champ Azir and was key in turning team fights around to take down TSM. With Phoenix's huge plays, Team Liquid end the week in second place and lock in their playoff spot.
That play.
That one to just 100% Turtle.
Right as Turtle thought he was turning the fight there.
Yeah,
Phoenix, he just got his first kill.
Phoenix ended the game.
He was like,
not too close.
Well, you know what's funny about that, too? Azir was the downfall of Team Liquid in the last TSM game. Bjergsen on the Azir. Phoenix picks it up, shows them how it's done, evens up that head-to-head as well with the 1-1. Very big when you look at what that does for them in terms of jockeying for position.
There are a few players that can put Azir onto like permaban duty, and maybe Phoenix is one of those players.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how teams react to the stellar play coming out of Phoenix. Now, we've got more action coming your way Wednesday with an all-new primetime league, along with our coverage of the European and North American Challenger Series. Then Week 8 of the LCS launches on Thursday with Giants Gaming versus H2K. Then the Copenhagen Wolves will battle Elements, followed by Unicorns of Love going up against SK Gaming. And on Saturday, the action picks back up here with Cloud9 versus Enemy Esports. And a bit later, Counterlogic Gaming will test their mettle against Team Liquid. Those games will hit your browser noon Pacific, 9 p.m. Central European summertime. And of course, we can't forget our marquee matchup. Team Impulse and TSM will take center stage for Week 8's marquee match. Looking forward to that one, to say the least. That does it for us, though, here at the NALCS. So for myself and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.